forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Man, it was a nice day for today. We've got another nice day for tomorrow. Temperatures in the upper 70s right now, 77 in Champaign, as well as in Danville and Bloomington. Pontiac is there as well. So is Taylorville, 78 degrees in Effingham, as well as in Paris. And we have our Gibson Area Hospital and Health Services weather camera up on a roofing dog on it. A nice sunny day out there with just a few of those fair weather cumulus clouds. Winds are light out of the northeast right now, under 10 miles per hour. The backyard forecast once again looks great for us. It'll be a nice day for tomorrow, but we are still calling for warmer, more humid conditions for the weekend with some spotty storms. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
I mean, it happens every day in this state.
A man is dead after a crash that closed down a highway for hours. Why one first responder says this tragedy could have been prevented. Plus, the city is implementing a new way to fight racism. Why it's drawing criticism from some. And the 2020 Illini football season has started. We're going to take you to the first day of training camp.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
The contents of both trailers were scattered all over the road.
A terrible scene that shut down the interstate for 9 hours. And tonight we are hearing from one of the first people to respond to that deadly crash. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. 32-year-old Eric Irvin was killed and 2 others hurt. It happened on I-72 near Argenta. That's where Irvin was pulled over on the side of the road when he was hit. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting live in our newsroom. So Courtney, what was he doing?
Well, Jennifer, police investigating the crash say he was fixing another man's broken down truck. Irvin's car was also parked along the interstate during that process. Around 9 at night last night, another semi ran into both of them. The driver who hit them was a man from Springfield. He was seriously hurt as well. The man whose truck Irvin was working on was also taken to the hospital. I talked to Argenta Fire Chief Kurt Mitchner. He was the first from his department to get there. He says this crash is a reminder of the importance of the move over law.
It's just actually ridiculous that somebody can't take 15 or 30 seconds out of their day to pull over and slow down to a reasonable speed so that you could actually save somebody's life. I mean, it happens every day in this state that people are just in too big a hurry and can't get over.
The driver who caused the crash was ticketed for failing to yield to a stopped car and for not slowing down to avoid a crash. That section, as you said, Jennifer, of I-72 was closed for about 9 hours while police are investigating. It reopened again at around 6:30 this morning. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Courtney, thank you so much. Now, Scott's Law, or the move over law, requires drivers to give enough space between them and someone who's pulled over. That means if you see someone on the side of the road, switch to a different lane if you can and slow down to a safe speed. A good rule of thumb is to drive the same speed you would want someone else to use if they were passing you. A woman is recovering from a shooting in Decatur. Police say it happened last night on South 22nd Place near Clay Street. The victim is in her 20s. She was taken to the hospital. No word on her condition. Police say they're working to learn what led up to the shooting. An update now. The family of a missing teenager says she has been found and is okay. 18-year-old Alicia Danner was reported missing from her Springfield home. She was considered endangered, but her family says thankfully she was found safe. A Ford County nursing home is the site of a COVID-19 outbreak. 9 of the county's active cases are tied to Accolade Senior Living on Pell Street. The county has 64 active cases. Today, an additional death was announced, bringing the total in that county to 2. They couldn't confirm whether the death was tied to the nursing home. And taking a look at some of today's numbers, there were 142 cases in Champaign County in the last week. That brings the total up to more than 1,500 there. 19 people have died. More than 1,300 have recovered. 12 are in the hospital. Now, across the state, there are nearly 2,000 new cases. That makes the total more than 188,000. 21 more people have died in the last 24 hours for a total of nearly 7,600 deaths. The Springfield City Council passed a new anti-racism resolution last night, but not without disagreements between members of the City Council and the NAACP. WCIA 3's Cole Henke has more.
Driven by the momentum of several Black Lives Matter protests over the summer, the Springfield City Council voted on an anti-racism resolution. But the NAACP opposed the measure.
They're going to do something with anti-racism. The NAACP is definitely in support of that. Let's see what we can do to join this effort. And they talked about inclusion, and again, they wanted to exclude the oldest civil rights organization in the world.
The resolution, written by the city's 2 black aldermen, calls for mandatory anti-racism training for all city staff and mentions several racially driven events, like the murder of George Floyd and the mass shooting at Charleston, but not the race riots that led to the creation of the NAACP. Alderman Sean Gregory did not want to exclude voices by voting against the NAACP's proposals, but rather make sure other voices were amplified instead.
We have to involve new people, new groups, new organizations that have traditionally not been at the table to fight this fight of injustice.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole HENKE, WCIA3, your local news leader.
The resolution passed without the NAACP's amendment. It also recognized May 31st as Black Lives Matter Solidarity Day in the city. AMEREN, Illinois is deploying workers to the East Coast. They're restoring power knocked out by the hurricane. 120 workers are helping in Connecticut, 125 over in New Jersey. The company says it's part of a mutual assistance network that puts services back online faster and gives workers time to rest. And that help has come to Central Illinois in the past.
The last big one that we had was the tornado that went through both Taylorville and Washington, Illinois, a couple of years ago, and in both those instances we called in linemen from Kansas, Ohio, and Indiana to give us extra boots on the ground.
He adds their workers will follow COVID-19 safety guidelines, wearing masks and social distancing, and they keep enough personnel back home just in case they're needed to respond to storms here. It was the first of its kind in Urbana. Some of the best young golfers from around the world competing today in Central Illinois, including one from Champaign. Plus, Illinois football had its first day of practice. How players started off the season.